Okay, well, I had some more technical difficulties right now. God, okay. Let me see. Let me just... Here's a new link. All right. You know what? Sorry about that. Here is my new stream. Back here, participants. So that was embarrassing. I don't know what's happening, but let's just do this. Let's just come here. Let's just play this calm ass music so I could chill out. Dude, Andrew, thank you. Thank you for being patient with me. I'm sweating balls here. All right, can you hear the music? All right, great. Welcome back. Sorry for the technical difficulties. It's 9:10. It took me 10 minutes to figure this crap out. Oh, here we go. There we go. Now the music's hitting up. Let me lower it just a little bit. Andrew, are you working on anything right now? What are your aspirations? What are your goals? Do you want to become a storyboard artist? Are you a writer? Are you a director, cinematographer, a student? What is your aspirations? Nice, just starting out. Do you have an agent? How are you finding work? Because like right now, pandemic's happened, and I don't even know what's really happening these days. Got it. You're working on your portfolio. That's awesome. Here, I am going to send my email in this chat. And I want to see some of your work. Here it is, Yamamoto at... There you go. All right, so we're doing the spin the wheel thing again. Let's just spin it and see what happens. So I go here, right click, interact. And that's not working, wheel to decide. All right, finally a drawing one. Shorthand drawing. That's what we're going to be talking about today. All right. what do we know about shorthand drawing? Let me go to my screen share. Okay. Shorthand drawing is this is funny. Andrew, it's just going to be you and me, it looks like, and that's okay. It means you have like your private little lesson. So shorthand drawing is okay. Well, let's explain shorthand. Sorry. Let me just turn the music off for a second. Shorthand drawing is basically you understanding the human figure. It's understanding perspective. It's understanding how to manipulate an object. And it's how to do it. You've done it so many times that you've developed a way of simplifying it. It does not happen overnight. It takes some time. So like for instance, one of the things that helps me, one of the first thing that I like to do, I haven't even warmed up this morning. So this is how I usually like warming up. I like to draw circles, because I'm going to be drawing circles all day. And then you come through like this. And then after you do this, after you draw your circles, you know, you should be able to like draw them. Like what's shorthand for drawing a circle? It's basically drawing it quickly, I guess. But once you get to doing circles, all right, let me sit down because I am nervous right now. All right. So let me just write this up here, shorthand. So I wish that I feel like shorthand is just a way of saying a quick way of doing something. But the way that I see shorthand is that it's more like shortcuts. You're trying to figure out how to cut corners to make your drawings, the rate of your drawing to go faster. So, but you got to understand certain things first. Like I'd say one of the first things that I would teach someone would be, what is this called? It's called proportions. Proportions would be number one. Number two would be, well, here, let's go over proportions first. So what I like doing first is drawing, okay, let me go from the very beginning. I like to draw this letter I. So you show the top, and then you show the bottom. Now, why do I put 1? Why do I put 8? You guys probably know this already. But if you cut this in half, it becomes 2. You cut this in half, it becomes 2. And then if you cut these in halves, it become like 4ths, and then it becomes 8ths. So this is the starting point of proportions. This is 1 head, 2 head, 3 head, 4 head, 5, 6, 7, 8. See, I'm drawing circles already. So when you do this, when you learn this, you should be doing this like fast and not having to think about it. But there'll be times when you will. So what I like doing is I know that the head is right here. And then half right here is, this is the nipples. I had so many technical difficulties this morning. I'm like just starting right now, and I got shorthand. What's shorthand? So this is the head. This is the nipples. This is the waist. Andrew, do you know all about this right now? Crotch. Mid. Thigh. This is below. Kneecap. So let me ask you, Andrew, what does shorthand mean to you? So there's the crotch. This is the kneecap. You go middle, that's above. Like this. To this. It's a little out of proportion, but it's okay. So if you do this, this is the chest right here. So yeah. So, like, you could say that this is shorthand, but I mean, you could also say that this right here is shorthand. That's a shorthand of saying a human. Anyways, let's, let me break this down a little bit better. So, I always like to start off with the figure, and then, what's interesting about proportions is that like halfway point right here. This is halfway, way. You know, I got to do a whole video on this stuff, but sorry, let me just put this. Yeah. So like being able to draw the essentials, action, gesture, expression, etc. quickly. I agree. When I was starting out storyboarding, I wasn't the best artist. I immediately just started to sketch as fast as I could. And that's how I started getting more work, because I was quick. And yeah, it might not be the prettiest pictures, but I was trying to go for speed and story. Only recently I've been trying to get more detailed. The reason why I've been getting more detailed is because, you know, at the end of the day, you're making a mark at that point in time. And that mark is going to stay there forever. So why not spend an extra minute or two on like cleaning up the eyes, or spend a minute or two to just, you know, make the hands look correct. for instance, you could turn anything into, so like let's say if I were to draw a head, I like to do the Loomis method. Let's go profile first. I like to make it all look very sketchy too. I think I should do a voiceover after, because it's kind of hard to talk and draw at the same time. Hey Bruce, good seeing you too, man. You came in during Andrew and I were having some technical difficulties, but got it all sorted out. So got started kind of late. An instructor told you a long time ago, draw clearly, not beautifully. When you draw quickly, you draw simply. Yes. What instructor was that, Andrew? If you don't mind me asking. Because I agree with that. I mean, you could turn anything, like, you could turn anything beautiful. Like, it just takes more time. That's how I see it. Like, oh, okay. Are you based in LA, Andrew? Because I wanted to take a class with him once. Actually, I did take a class with him once. But he had his favorite students. And then he wouldn't talk to all the other students. Maybe I shouldn't be saying that on YouTube. But I was told when I was younger, starting out as a storyboard artist, just take your time when you're drawing and then speed up if you have to. Because at the end of the day, you need to sharpen your craft. Oh, wow, you're in Michigan now. That's crazy. That's great, though. Sometimes, what's great about work these days is that everything's remote. So you could work wherever you could be living wherever. By the way, Crystal, I'm going to be going till 10 o'clock because I had all these technical difficulties. But yeah, let me write what you wrote down, Andrew. I love what you said. Draw clearly, not beautifully. We'll just say this is from Andrew. I love that. Another thing that I wanted to say about shorthand, shorthand is also kind of like your signature. This is my signature. You know, it's kind of messy, but I'd like to see you guys try to copy that. You know, like it's hard to copy someone's signature because it's specifically theirs, and that comes down to style. And like this right here, this is my style, but my style came from a line of other people. Like, I wanted my drawings to look like Tony Liberatore's, you know? I wanted my drawings to look like Rodolfo DiMaggio. I wanted it to look like Dan Milligan. I wanted it to look like, what is it? Norman Rockwell. I wanted it to look like, you know, there's some anime that I really like. And there's a lot of people that hate, storyboard artists that hate on anime because the eyes, you know, they look too big. Let me see if I can draw an anime eye. I don't even know if I can. Actually, I tried to avoid drawing anime eyes. That looks more like just cartoon eyes. I don't know. But shorthand, so like for the head, again, the way I do this is I like to draw the ball first, and then I like to draw the middle of the ball. In the middle of the ball, that's the brow line. And then usually right here, this is the nose at the bottom of the ball. They don't tell that to you in the Loomis stuff. And then all the way down here is the chin. So you're cutting basically the head into thirds. It's not accurate, but it's okay, because then I could just, if this is in thirds, I could go, here's the ball. And then between the nose, there's the ears. See, it's already not looking right, so I'm going to fix it a little bit. Oh, do you know why it's not looking right? Because it's not the top of the head that's the third. This is the brow line. So actually, let's try this again. See, it's okay to keep drawing it over and over again, because that's how you remember it. So maybe it's more like that. And then you cut this, you bring this down. There we go. I feel like drawing, it's all just adjustment. And it's like sculpting. It's like with anything. You just got to adjust. You got to, even with live streaming, you got to adjust. Like, I mean, Andrew was so kindly telling me, hey, your microphone doesn't work. So I had to adjust. I mean, I was sweating bullets because, you know, I want to be as professional as I can possibly be. But feel free to ask me questions, or ask me to draw something, and I'll show you how I could do the best I can with shorthand. See, like this pretty ugly face right here. All you got to do is just knock it back with a low opacity, and then you can always make it more beautiful. Again, it's just going to take time, a little bit more time. And the more you draw something, it just becomes like muscle memory after a while. What are some other topics we could talk about? Oh, another helpful thing for shorthand is knowing like certain landmarks that you know will make your drawing come to life. For instance, like this landmark right here of the cheekbone really helps bring a character to life. There's like a ton of little what is it called, wrinkles and stuff that help make it come to life. You got these, but I try not to worry too much about expressions, only like when I want to like impress or something. Because I mean, like the other day I was doing a drawing, and like this is like this is as far as I got, because there's just so many boards to do. Ah, Raphael edits. Sir, can you draw a greedy and hungry expression? Okay, well, greedy sounds kind of like this. So let's see. How do you do that? Let's try that out. Another thing that I like doing is starting off with a blue. So let's see, here's like a greedy. Let me just write this down. Greedy, hungry. So what I like to do first is I like to try to here's another tip. I like doing this. If I don't have it right, I like to put my camera up. Oh, I can't. I don't have a camera because I'm using my camera. Oh wait, I can look at my cam. I can look at myself right here. Let me see. Or like the old Disney animators, they used mirrors all the time. So, another way of helping it out, helping. So okay, let's see. So there's greedy. Maybe here's another greed. It also helps when you draw. It's like a caricature. Another thing when it comes to drawing quick, I should be calling it drawing quick, not shorthand, because drawing quickly is something I like to do. All right, so that's greedy, and let me do hungry. That looks like a stomach ache that I just did. That looks like a stomach ache. Hungry, hungry, hungry. Because, like, hungry would be more like, I think you need to use the whole body, no? All right, there's a couple different hungries, I guess. Let's say a hungry, it could be like this. I'm going to draw like 3 versions. And that's what's great about drawing digitally, or even on paper. You could just do versions after versions after versions. So I'll try this one. Also, hunger could be context. It's like the context. Like, I mean, let's say if you go like this, someone's drooling right there, looking at like a cake. Here, let me try it. Let me try this. Let's say there's a hamburger right here. And let's say you're in like it's in like a glass case or something. And you come here. Maybe you go from here, and then let's project his reflection over. You do the reflection over like that, and see now you're storytelling, because hungry is kind of a storytelling pose, I think. So let's continue this. Draw that torso in there. Let's have his hands up against the window. All right. knock it back. Now, see how like all the proportions are a little off right now? That's totally okay. You know, that's why you could redo them over and over. You could so also I don't want to block this hamburger, so let me move the hand out of the way a little bit. But see, it's still in blue right now. It's because it's never final. It's never final until it gets shot. Ah, maybe I'll put one of these hands on his stomach like that. Oh, like I'm so hungry. Maybe I also like doing this just to show that he's hungry. Man, I really was not prepared for shorthand today, but this is good because being unprepared is part. I mean, you can only be so prepared when it comes when you're about to get into a talk with a director or something because you don't know what they're going to spring on you. You don't know what they're going to do. So it literally is improvisation every time I'm talking to a director, and you just got to do your best. And even if your best is like, you know, not the best, it's okay because your skill is already enough. Let's see. I'm not sure if I like that one, so let's go over here. Let's try. Here's another hunger. Maybe let's go like this. Let me just look up really quick. Hungry expression. I like doing this, like, you know, do my expression first, and then I'll go and look it up. So, like, all right, here's some things of hunger. Yep, they have their tongue out, they have all this stuff, but this is not very believable if you come to, if you're doing it for a film, because I liked adding this little hamburger in there because you could, like, let's say if you just shoot the hamburger and then you shoot the person's face, then that equals hunger. I think Eisenstein is the one who did that thing where he did an image of someone's face and it just had a blank stare like this. And then the next image was the gun. And then you see those two things, and then you get this feeling that he feels fear because you see the gun. Or what if you put it in front? What if you put the gun in front and then the man's face? You know, you see fear. But what happens if you put a hamburger in front of the dude's face? It's interesting how images have a chemistry. Because you put a hamburger in front of the dude's face, he looks hungry. If you put a hamburger in front of his face, he looks hungry. Let's say if you put like What else should I put in front of him? Maybe I know. What if I put some, like, a car in front of his face like this? Image chemistry, that's pretty cool. So if you put that, he's checking out the car. Or maybe he's worried about something in the car. But what if you put his face first and then the car? I guess now we're talking about editing. This is not even about shorthand. Let's see. Raphael, I hope I kind of drew to your expectation, but if not, I'm still learning too. Okay, since we're talking about speed, how detailed do your boards need to be given you have a deadline to meet? Depends on. That's a very good question, Andrew. How detailed do your boards need to be? All right, what I like to do when I'm working with a director is, well, first off, I like to do screen sharing, just like what I'm doing here. And let me move my little face out of the way. All right, how about this? Give me a couple shots. So give me a wide shot, give me a medium shot, give me a close-up shot. Let's say, what's interesting is a wide shot could be a place, medium shot is a person, and close is a thing. So these shots equal a noun. But in each one of these, they need verbs. For example, so say a place, we'll say a jungle. Person, well, why don't we start with a jungle? Help me out, guys. Give me a wide shot of something. But I like, okay, I'll just, let's say this is about how rough. Well, because, like, when I'm with a director, I like to, it depends. So if I'm working with a director face to face, or not face to face, like on Zoom or something, I'll go like this. Okay, so I'm doing a 3/4 view of a house. Ooh, alley dumpster. Thank you, Raphael. So yeah, look at that. I could turn this into an alley dumpster. So here we're doing a 3/4 on a dumpster in an alley. Hey, Raphael, where are you coming from? Are you in LA? Are you in the United States? Are you in India? Where in the world are you? So here's your dumpster. Maybe you could show. So it's another thing that I say is, okay, that does not look like a dumpster, but how do you sell it as a dumpster? Well, India. Dope. I would really like to go to India one day. What aspirations do you have, Raphael? So I'm going to draw a car in the background right there. Of course, even these right here, these are a little clean if I'm doing it for a director. But, and then, so let's say so that's our wide is the dumpster. Our medium let's see, our medium could be Well, no, this is more like our medium right here. Let's say our wide is of the alley. So I like to iterate quickly, so it's like, oh, they say an alley, so I'll go like this. Sometimes I like to just, like with a director, I go like this. If I'm in front of them, okay, there's my alley right here. Top view, top down, maybe. So you got to recall every alley that you've ever been into. You know, I think sometimes maybe there's like a, on top of the building or something, it's like this. Or, even better, what if this right here was a, what do you call those things? A fire escape. So we're on a fire escape. The camera's aiming down at the. Oh, cool! Becoming a writer. That's awesome. What kind of stories would you like to write, Raphael? Again, this I went to. It's a little too clean right here. So you go here, and then you go onto the ground right here. You're seeing something. You're seeing maybe like something coming out of it. So that's the verb, or the verb here is the camera. Camera pushes in. You know, I've been getting a lot into zooms lately. A lot of people hate on zoom cameras, but I don't know, for some reason it's pretty fun. So you zoom in onto the dumpster, and then you go to the medium right here, and right here, let's say like in the background, the cars pass, and maybe instead of a zoom right here, maybe we push in. We push in to the blood. And then we do our close-up shot, which is on the lip of it, where you're seeing, like, maybe there's like bubbling happening right here, and there's like blood. Nah. Oh man, I have an idea of what I should do for the next stream. Instead of like doing topics, I'm gonna just draw. I'm gonna say like medium shot of a skyscraper building, close up shot of a gun, like something like that, and then I have to draw that. Oh, that would be cool. What do you think of that, Chris?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Because we're stuck with me thinking on the spot. Oh, wait, but Raphael says horror and myths. Interesting. A hand comes out from the dumpster. So like, okay, so here's our close up right here. I'm saying this is blood, but maybe, yeah, you're right. What if it's like this? Are you saying like a, so? Let's see, hand that comes out. I think if anything, it would be like, oh, the hand comes out like something like that is about how quick I'll go in terms of shorthand. Like that. Now I'm just kind of like noodling, because I would have like the anyways. So okay. So back to your question, Andrew. Like, how detailed your boards need to be. I would go if okay. So if I was in front of someone, like on a Zoom meeting, it would be about this right here. But then if I am talking with the director, I would specify I'm going to be doing thumbnails first. Oh, and they go, well, what's a thumbnail? Well, a thumbnail is kind of like this. Just getting the vibe of what like a thumbnail is like this. Oh, okay, this is a wide shot of a city. And then we go in on a car. And then from the car we go inside, and we're seeing a woman driving the car. And then, but then, let's say there's some there, and then I'll say, okay, so that's the thumbnails. And the next thing I'll say is, and then after I get approvals on the thumbnails, then I'll move on to the roughs. And the roughs is basically taking these and making them bigger, like this. And then I knock it back, just like that. And usually about this time, after I do my thumbnails, I'll go back to now I'll look up reference after I do the thumbnail. So I'll go city skyline. Let's see what that does. Images. And I look at my image right here, so this is my target. That's what I'm looking for right here. So I'm like, I mean, this is kind of similar. This is kind of similar. I like the angle of this. Why don't I go and use this as let's copy this. I'll move it to the other side. So I'll move that here, and then I'll go, okay. Now I'll draw my rough, which I will usually start drawing my rough in a lighter. But I don't like I won't do the railway right here. I'll just keep. So that kind of just gives me an impression of what I want to do. And then your rough. That looks more like an oil rig. Oh, that's the AC guy. So we go like this, and then I'll go ahead and draw it. Maybe we'll have the car going into the city. Like this. I guess what I'm trying to say is that if the director is with you on screen, then you could draw as rough as you want, as long as you both can identify what it is that you're drawing. But if you're not, if they say, here's a script, go ahead and start boarding it out, then do I need to go out? Huh? Okay. He needs me? Okay. All right, I am going to have to end soon because we have some repairs that I got to do. But if the director just gives you a script and then they say, come back to me in like a week or come back to me in a day or something, I would try to make it look as clear as possible. Like, so like, let's say if it's a city, a wide of a city, because the reason why I make it as clear as possible is because I want them, I want to sell it to them. I want to make it so they can clearly get the idea of what's happening. And then again, like I did that on the film Carry On. It hasn't come out yet, but I tried to make it like loose enough that it's quick, but clear enough that they understand the idea. And if they don't understand the idea, then you just write it down on the side, like medium of man running. See, okay, so I had the head right there at first, but then now I'm moving it over here. Just like that. All right, so I am going to call it for right now. I might jump on a little bit later because I got to talk to this guy. But I guess that's all I want to talk about. I have a lot more ideas of shorthand and what to say, but more than anything is shortcuts. Remember that. And thank you all for watching. And thank you for your patience, and thank you, Andrew, for letting me know about my audio. And I'm so glad that you guys. I hope you guys got something out of it. Hit me a like if it speaks to you. All right, have a good one, you guys.